because we have no service in this area. No service. We're lost. I think we missed the road. Shit. It was that street back there. But it's quite the norm to get stuck and lost with Micah. This is just what we do. We normally find a way out of her. And then we go stuff ourselves on fat ass food. Alright. So much for going for a run today. It's cold. Raining, cold. Booyah. In 1990, the first live-action Ninja Turtles film came out. Me and my friend Nisha waited in line for about an hour at the theaters, hour and a half, at the theaters with my dad and a couple other kids. They weren't my friends. You know when you're young and your parents think that they know the kind of friends that you need? It was their friends' kids. You didn't give a shit about them. But if you didn't let them come along, you couldn't do anything. You know, that forced play date thing? So you're young, you're impressionable. 8 years old at that time. Seen the movie, loved the movie. Wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. This movie impacted me so much till this day that I still know every line of the movie. For instance, alright scene, Raphael and Casey Jones at the park. Old lady just got robbed for her purse. These kids hop the fence, end up in Central Park. Down comes Casey Jones. Boom! That was a crime. You purse scrubbing pukes. And this is the penalty. 2 minutes for slashing. 2 minutes for hooking. And let's not forget my personal favorite. 2 minutes for high sticking. Raphael kicks him in the back. How about a 5-minute game misconduct for roughing pal? Gets off the ground. Oh, mask is all off and shit. Hey, Bogey, who died and made you referee? You did your job and let me do mine. These JV lowlifes need to be taught a lesson. Not like that, they don't. Not from you. Well, it looks like you're the one that need to be taught a lesson, pal. Class of Pain 101. Your instructor's Casey Jones. Look, I don't want to fight you. Well, tough rocks, pal. A Jose Canseco bat. Tell me, you didn't pay money for this. Oh yeah, still one of my favorite scenes. Still one of my favorite scenes. 1993, I was in 5th grade. I live right next to the school. School got out at 2:55. Every day I run back home and make sure I got home by 3:30. Turn on the TV. And for 30 minutes every day, I got to imagine myself as part of the Power Rangers. At this point in my life, I'm already into martial arts because of Ninja Turtles. Now I'm a little older, so I'm thinking, I can't possibly be a turtle, can I? But a ranger. A ranger. Now, I could do a ranger. I just need to find a giant head in the glass and a robot. Gotta exist somewhere. I mean, where do Power Rangers get the inspiration from? I mean, take note. This is my 12-year-old thinking at the time. I think 12-year-olds these days are a little more savvy than I was back then. They have access to the internet. Everybody has a fucking iPhone or an Android. I mean, they're exposed more to the real world nowadays than people in my generation. I don't know if that's better or worse. Growing up, we didn't have access to information at this scale. I didn't have a Nintendo until I was in 6th grade. Most of us were too poor to even have video games, so we'd always go outside and play and use our imaginations. We pretended to be superheroes. Do kids these days even actually use their imagination like that anymore? I was always the Black Ranger. I mean, that dude was cool. Walter Jones was like my hero at that time. And this was before Power Rangers even started taking out the you know how they always had the scenes in the park with the putties and you actually saw them out of costume just fighting? Yeah, this was before they took all the scenes out of it. I don't even know why. Why did they take all that stuff out? I read somewhere it was because parents were like, oh, it's too violent. Maybe if you put them in costume, it won't seem as violent and we can just make believe. I mean, the whole show was premised on the fact that you're fighting giant space aliens. That's make believe already. I don't understand the okay. Back to the Black Ranger. He could fight and he could dance. That was just cool to me. I learned my first b-boy move from Zach, called the swipe. And that's pretty much how I got into breakdancing. That's cold. That's cold. Need some hot coffee. In 1994, I started junior high. Boyz II Men were the shit back then. That's all I would ever sing and all my friends would ever sing. And we would like practice and choreograph our moves, you know, just even though we probably didn't have to. But we sang a lot of Boyz II Men songs during the breaks, periods, in between periods. We would sing to girls at lunchtime, in the hallways, do talent shows. It's pretty much how I got into singing. Boyz II Men got me into singing. It's the sugar. One, two. That's probably not healthy at all. A year later, my friend Ross took me to this guy's house where he had, in a spare bedroom, he had all these instruments in there. And this was during the time when MIDI was starting to get popular. MIDI, for if you guys don't know, stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. And it was completely like computer and then your instrument. Like the instrument didn't play, like it didn't actually play any sound. You had to connect it to your computer and then it played sound samples off of that. Very, very, very old technology at this point in time. But he took me over there and we started pounding on the keyboard and there were so many different presets and instruments and voices that we could play. Of course, the funnest thing was also just taking sheet music and then replacing all the instruments in it. You take like a classical like Beethoven's whatever and then just like put wood blocks and we'll play wood blocks for all Beethoven music. I put in Turtle Power because I'm still into Ninja Turtles. I replaced all the pianos, all guitars with trumpets. And it sounded horrible, but it was fun as hell. It was the coolest shit I'd ever played with. It was completely digital. And you know, back then digital was like horrible because it, you know, it would take like a whole day to download a movie trailer that was like 2 megs at a 28.8 modem. Now granted, I've already played piano since the 1st grade. So and it wasn't like I chose to play piano. It was like back in those days, you know, parents always made their kids take some kind of instrument lesson, music lesson. Yeah, mine was piano. I don't know what was up with that back then. But this whole situation, banging out music and notes in this dude's house, that got me into music production. I just wanted to make beats from that point on. Come on back. So that makes 5 things now. 5 things that I was emphatically passionate about. Martial arts, singing, making beats, being a Ninja Turtle and a Power Ranger. I got good at the first three things. I still do it now. The other 2, I can't figure out how to be a turtle. But being a Power Ranger, that was a Halloween thing. And I was too poor to buy Halloween costumes of anything, so all I really did was I went through the house, looked for anything that I could find that was the same color. Put on some sweats, put on the sweater. I was the Purple Ranger. And I didn't have a helmet. Some of my friends would be like, dude, you're not a Power Ranger, you don't have the helmet. And I'd be like, guy, this is what Power Rangers look like when they're not fighting. And if they didn't believe that, I'd just say I was a rival breakdancing crew from Beach Street. Purple Poppers. It worked. Embarrassment saved. What I'm trying to get at is this. Throughout the years, I've been interested in numerous different things. A lot of things in life interest me. I didn't mention drawing, painting, import cars, dance battles, comic books, comic book collecting, voice acting, parkour, bodybuilding, gymnastics, graphic design, writing, business development, marketing, filmmaking. All things I was hugely passionate about. A handful of these things I built up a ton of work on. Most of them became hobbies, few of them I dropped. Passions come and go, and you can fall out of love with something. Or you get older and realize, that's ridiculous. I'm never gonna be a turtle. A mutant maybe, that'd be close enough. Although in 4th grade, I completely thought that I was gonna be Batman. I thoroughly thought of all the skills I would need to be as Batman. There was always that one thing that eluded me. I didn't know how to become a billionaire. And I'd spend more time trying to figure out how to do that, how to make more money, till this day. Enter entrepreneurship. I worked on a lot of things that I had no interest in, or I had like a vague idea, a slight interest in, like web design. I didn't really care for web design. I just knew that it was something I had to do in order to get my website up. Or audio engineering. I went to school for audio engineering, mainly because I didn't want to get screwed by any of the audio engineers I went to when I brought my music to them and I had them mix and do all this other stuff to it. I wanted to do it myself. Kind of like a quality control issue. But I didn't care for it. I got good at that. Video editing. I don't really care for video editing. I didn't care for video editing. It was just something that I had to do in order to get my films out. My little short films out and stuff like this out. I did get good at that, I think. I've done so much work in these areas, I got good at it. Somewhere down the line, I actually started enjoying it. And these are very much the things I do now. But it took work. Even the things that I was definitely passionate about still took work. You don't get good at b-boying by watching Battle of the Year constantly. You gotta get out and understand what a 6-step feels like. You gotta know what a coin drop feels like. You need to understand how momentum works when you're trying to do a flare or a windmill. Passions fade. And if you're curious about a lot of things and you put in the work, opportunities have a way of just showing up. And you could end up loving the things that you hated in the first place. Passion isn't always necessary, but work definitely is. I actually wrote a whole blog post about that. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link down in the comments in the description below. I'm actually doing a different thing with these blog posts. I'm actually researching things that I want to explain for my argument so I can have like better examples to what I'm talking about instead of it just being from my perspective and all my thoughts. I mean, there are my thoughts in there, but you know, it just, I don't know, trying to get better at this whole writing thing. Never stop learning. To tie in with this whole passion thing, this episode is going to be about me tagging along with my friend Micah on his photo shoot. He's trying to build up this body of work of different techniques or something that he's, what do you guys call it? Your photographer reel? Is it? Your the things that you, I don't know what it's called. Leave a comment if you know what it's called. I'll look it up later, but I don't know what it's called right now. But he needs to build up this body of work to show that the stuff that she's capable of. So we head down to someplace off to the west of Santa Rosa. And this is it. Welcome to Dillon Beach. I'm up here with Micah because he's over here. Because he has a photo shoot today and I'm just helping him out because I need to get out the house. And I guess I'm holding, what am I doing? Holding your reflectors? Am I going to be holding your reflectors? Is that what I'm doing? So I'm going to be holding his reflectors and stuff, but that's the beach. I'm going to see if I get down there. Hopefully. There's also a giant rock that I want to go see.
Lifestyle kind of shoots a little bit in here in the restaurant.
So we're going in there, or in there,
Feels good right here.
and then we're going down there, and down there. So much hilliness. Uh-oh, all that traffic. So guys, welcome to Dillon Beach. We're here with Micah. I'm carrying his stuff, and I don't know why I'm carrying his stuff. I don't normally carry stuff. So, we're following, I don't know what we're doing today. I'm just a tag along. It is. We're gonna try to make something good happen.
We're making cool, man.
I'm not a photographer, so I don't care. This is all you. Second location, Micah had me holding freaking soft boxes forever. Remind me to kick his ass later on.
Stand on the sunbeam.
These are Micah's harnesses. Holy crap, I feel like such a dork right now. Dude. Click, click. Those stairs would have been awesome. Damn it, run. Oh, screw it. Aw, man, I got my socks wet. Really? Really? Blame Micah for this whole day. But on this vlog, I've been blaming Micah for everything, so that's not new. Micah's photo shoot went well.
Yes, very well.
I think he got the shots. Did you get all the shots you wanted?
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to use those shots for?
We're gonna throw together a little bit of. A vlog. Try to get myself started being a blogging photographer and stuff like that.
Okay.
So there'll probably be a little follow-up Q&A just to add in. One blog would be just my experience to it, and then another one would be kind of their experience to the whole thing. First one just being kind of a narrative of how lifestyle photo shoots with me would be and such.
So she was awesome.
Yeah.
Made sure to give her a like of this video because she was awesome. That's the only reason I could think of. Other than that, me and Mike are gonna get some food. They're gonna go on the beach, right?
Yeah, we are. I'm still hungry though.
They're gonna kick back on the beach and fly some kites. Ooh, look, they're up in the air. What? Alright, so we're about to take our way home. Those two have been great. And
definitely have to do an adventure of camping on the beach.
Dude, you still want to do the find that sunken ship?
What is that over here?
Well, it's like probably 100 more miles down. Okay, we're gonna linger for a little bit and then figure out some other stuff. Skadoosh. Finally got signal. Now I can find a way back home. Thank God. But we're in the middle of nowhere.
We out here.
We out here in nowhere.
We're out here while they ain't here.
So lost. So lost. We will arrive back in Sacramento at 7 something. So 2 hours and something minutes.